I've always wanted to do this cliche thing YouTubers do, and after many years I've finally been asked enough questions to make a worthwhile video. Someone asked me what my comfort anime is. I am so glad you guys aren't tired of hearing about Happy Sugar Life and Gochimon wa Sakadezuka. See, when my all-time favorite cat died back in 2021, I rewatched Gochimon wa Sakadezuka in response. That's also why my mom has seen all 3 seasons, the bonus episode and the movie, because I was crying so hard and I could hardly breathe and she wanted to do something, so she watched it with me. Of course, if the specific comfort I need is to feel understood, I'll resort to that one gay anime I allow a place in my life. It's documented why. One of the most frequently asked questions is what editing software I use. Microsoft Paint. Your computer more than likely has it, and I just make one image at a time. My average video uses 60 or 70 images. Either my review of Hunter x Hunter or review of A Lull in the Sea holds the record of over 150 images though. I can't remember which one used more. The real difficulty is the time spent in removing the backgrounds on characters. This is how a character looks after I bring them in from the Google search. This is how it looks after I use the fill tool. Then it's pixel by pixel. Movie Maker is what pairs my frames with my voice, and here I am. My cousin wants to know why I'm not doing anything Dungeons & Dragons related content since I've been doing Mutants and Mastermind stuff, and there's actually a little story there. See, some of my relatives and I were initially planning to play D&D, but one of my besties expressed some concern that I was getting back into some stuff with too much supernatural content. Yeah, we're a couple years away from the fox who applauded Overlord, Ancient Magus Bride, and No Game No Life, but staying on topic, at first I tried assuring my friend everything's fine. Demon characters can be replaced, and I didn't have to be a magic-using character. There's Fighter, Barbarian. I was looking at Rogue, and if you want to get into whether Ki constitutes magic, but he looked so concerned, and I already hear the comment sections with concerns of their own. Guys, this is the spiritual father figure I didn't have as a kid. I can part with a game or two for him. I found Mutants and Masterminds while looking for a replacement, and frankly I enjoy it more. I always did feel just slightly restricted with D&D anyway. Fellow YouTuber Nicholas Purcell asked the question, what is my biggest fear as a creator? Over the years, I've come down on Attack on Titan, Goblin Slayer, and Dress Up Darling. You think I feel fear? Also, I see some YouTubers post videos that mention in the title or thumbnail, oh, my parents found out I'm a YouTuber, how embarrassing. Guys, Mama Kyun has seen most of my videos since day one, including my review of Imalto Se Irabai, which if you're not familiar with that is people yelling at each other about their fetishes. Mama Kyun saw me review that and y'all think I feel fear. What is the worst anime I have ever seen and why? Netsuzo Trap. I rewatched my own review of that because I successfully purged that awful experience from my memory. While it's true, gay anime usually have a higher hurdle to jump when it comes to impressing me, Netsuzo Trap met its hurdle with 2 unfaithful girls, each of whom thinks the other is going to be faithful to her when they're dating at the end of the series. I finished that one because I was at the phase of being a YouTuber where I felt I had to watch the whole anime to produce a proper review rather than just reject what is worthless early on so I can get back to enjoying myself like I do now. Do you actually look like your avatar in real life? Of course not, that would be silly. I shave regularly so my chin will never look like this ever again. I do have a picture of the real me. Let me show you real quick, just like aha, here it is. Jokes aside, I've been contemplating a change in character. Chaos Kyun was born from sadness and chaotic feels I just don't have today. That, and I know, well, this is not the prettiest character you've ever seen. I'm looking into becoming a VTuber. If my computer agrees to the required programs, I can interact with you guys more and we can watch anime and make character sheets together. More on that another day. What food do I hate the most? Food that is on other people's plates and not mine. I like eating. Do I worry about getting famous, then discovering lewd fan art of Chaos Kyun on the internet? If I were worried about it, I never would have gotten on YouTube in the first place. Lewd fan art of this character or any future character I use is just a given. Besides, after all the times I've discouraged anime that sexualize their characters more often than what's required, everyone knows I'm not the one drawing lewd art. What would my dream/ideal anime be? Good question. After the one that made me cry, I'd feel rather ungrateful asking for more, but if there is something more relatable for me out there, I'd love to see it. Then perhaps talking about my comfort anime wouldn't be so awkward. How much for a Chaos Kyun plushie? I'll let you know when I produce merch. Let's get as far as me keeping up with my social media first. What genre of anime would I like to see more of? Comedy/slice of life. There's already enough of it, I just need time to watch more. If I can make the VTuber thing work, maybe I'll live stream with you guys. 2 birds, 1 stone. If you could have any non-anime thing, made into an anime, what would it be? Me. You've seen me label my true stories. I've met enough crazies to give you 12 episodes of content. Final question, or rather statement, comes from the same cousin mentioned earlier. We tend to have the same conversation on repeat over months, even years at a time, and one of them has been my love of cuteness, and I can see how one might draw erroneous conclusions. So I never really gone into that on this channel, have I? Well, it extends from a subject that I've gone into a few times before, and that is Alice. Brief recap for those visiting for the first time. Girl went poof, I was broody for 2 years, and I was ready to try anything to just offset the pain. Talking to the friends I had at the time didn't help. If I were smart, I would have talked to my mom about it. Instead, I sealed myself in my room trying a variety of anime, and after a while I singled out the feeling of a brain flooded with cuteness-inducing oxytocin to be the second best thing for me at the time. Because I could keep myself from thinking when I'm on that. Technically, I was able to get the same emotion-numbing effect from sexy characters doing sexy things, but in the words of someone from A Lull in the Sea, the absence of sadness doesn't necessarily mean joy. Now, don't get the wrong idea, I'm not looking for a drug anymore. My issues are resolved, but that's how a preference was born in the meantime. Yeah, it comes off weird when I find a picture of Charo feeding the viewer pancakes on Pixiv and run back to work yelling about pictures of little girls. Thing is, I have a reason to care about how I come across, but can't quite bring myself to do so, even after making real friends. Take my life as a lesson, kids. If you try to tell someone what they're feeling instead of trying to understand how they feel, they'll go somewhere scary for their healing, and they might not come out the same.